All right. Hey, Chris. Hey, Seven. How
What's
you guys doing?
happening? We're good, man.
We
So,
were chatting a little bit before, and we were like, "Why don't we just go live?" So we're live now.
yeah. So that you brought up the All That Glitters video. No,
Yeah,
no, I either didn't. I usually don't wear shirts, but I put one on for
yeah,
this interview too. But no, then always had like kind of smaller shirts, but that shirt in particular for that video has the number 7 on it, and it was such a trip because I didn't see it until what, maybe a year ago, 7? And we were watching, I'm like, "Oh my god, look at my shirt, dude. It's at
Oh, you
number
mean
7."
it's a coincidence
Yeah.
because he wasn't born or anything then.
Oh,
Is
dude,
it?
no, I mean, he had been
Oh,
born
yeah,
for
yeah. I
many
didn't even
years.
put that together. I thought maybe you might have named him Seven and then put on the T-shirt, but I'm realizing no, you were a kid still then in that video.
Yeah, I was probably 19 or 20 maybe.
Yeah,
19, so he's 13, so he's only 6 years older than 7 is right now.
yeah, yeah. 13. Wow, my son's
That's right.
25. One son, 25,
Wow,
and
that's
he was born when I was 29. So I was like one of the last people I thought until you to have kids because everybody else's kids are like 32. I'm like, well, 32? Are you
yeah.
really that old?
Yeah, well,
Like
no,
if you had a kid.
Sonny and Henry had their kids earlier back in the day,
So they're like
and
30, right?
going on that kind of age,
Yeah.
late 20s, mid 20s, late 20s. Yeah, I it's hard to keep up now. You're like, oh my gosh, wow, yeah,
Yeah.
they're grandparents. Well, Sonny's a grandpa.
Yeah, no. A lot of us are like barely grandpas. I'm not, but my little brother is.
It's crazy. And
Yeah.
Paul actually, he had his kids a little later. We didn't have the kids till a little bit later. Yeah, I was 41 when I had him. So no, and it was a trip. We were just
41.
watching yeah. We were just watching the video. Like I said, it wasn't just maybe not even that long ago, like 6 months ago. And I realized I go, dude, my shirt, it said 7. But no, he's name, it's, God's number, 777. So,
Oh yeah, exactly. So
so
are you going to do any shows that your son can see, like an all ages show, like you did at the Roxy when I saw you at 2012?
he's grown up, seeing he's been at all the shows
Yeah.
pretty
How?
much. Yeah.
Pretending like he's 21,
Yeah, yeah.
sneaking in.
Yeah. No, he's always, with the Tiki Creeps, he was up on stage setting up and all that. He's been at most of the shows. Swinging Thing, obviously, we just do that one show. Uh, you know,
21 and up.
yeah. Did you go to? Have you been to a Roxy show? I think so. Not the Roxy, sorry, Viper Room, huh? Chat,
Me? Oh yeah,
chat.
I was at the Viper Room the last time that you played, like I said, and I've seen you a bunch of times there.
Oh,
But at the
yeah, yeah,
Roxy
yeah.
too. At the
Sorry,
Roxy, I went.
Seven's reading the chat. I don't know how to use it. There's a chat. Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
There's 20 people
Oh,
on the thing right now,
All
and
right.
then
Well,
two.
and you
Yeah.
talk to them, man, because I
Well,
don't know how
they're
to.
asking how you guys' day is.
We're doing good, man.
Yeah.
Let's. I keep telling people, you know, uh, facing my challenges, but counting my blessings. Everything's relative, but you got to keep perspective. So it doesn't matter
yeah,
how hard, no matter how good you're doing, what you got going on. If you have mental, emotional, physical pain, it still hurts just the same.
yeah,
But you count your blessings. You're like, yeah, but I do have a lot. So, but yeah, man, these last couple of years have been really. My buddy Dennis, who's actually coming over, we do a little podcast thing. Um, faith-based podcast. And we've been through so much. He's been through so much. And when we started the podcast, hey, things were cool and good, pretty tough. And then it just got really rough. And a lot of people went through like a lot of hard times. And it was just that
yeah,
season. And I said, man, God's telling us, man, it's coming, it's coming. And I'm feeling, and now I'm like, hey, man, I think we're into a new season. There's a big shift and good things are coming and good things are happening. So, answering your question, how is your day? How's your day? So today's good. Today's really
I think these might just
good.
be random. These are
uh,
just random people. I think, like, because we're
Yeah.
live on YouTube. I think it's
hey,
just random people because they would say
that's
something more direct than that.
hey,
Yeah.
that's totally cool. Everybody's welcome, man. I appreciate them hanging out and watching. So
I
yeah,
got a
but
question for you.
yeah. Sorry, let's go.
Am I wrong? But do you own a club or a store in Huntington Beach or all along at the beach somewhere?
No, that'd be cool though.
Oh,
Back in the day, we were in a band. It's the Pigs with Sonny and
yeah, it's
Mike.
the pig.
Yeah, and Richie from they're from that Tennessee kind of band. Sister Whiskey.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, he was the bass player. And then Mario from oh god, they're gonna kick my butt for anyways, different band. But Richie was the bass player for the most part. And I forget my story. Oh, we'd go play out in Huntington Beach, and that'd be great. And I almost got a place. Wanted to get a place down there when when Huntington went bankrupt. You could get a place like right on the beach there for like 200 grand. Given
Wow.
inflation, that was a long time ago, but still, it was a good deal. So to answer your question, no, but that'd be cool. I have a house out in Woodland Hills.
So why were you flying back from Tennessee to California all the time? I thought it was.
Oh, no. That's we have an animal training company. Yeah, we do movie
Oh, that
animals.
must be what I heard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have an animal training company. Our place is where Seven basically grew up in Woodland Hills. But now we rent that out, and I still fly back. I'm supposed to be going back in a couple of weeks to go, work with some animals and that kind of thing. So,
So you're still attached to that?
yeah, trying to definitely do music, but whatever's paying the bills. So, I'm doing a lot of writing here, and actually in the studio right now. This place called the Record Shop with Ash from Wicked Gypsy. He's
Are you kidding me? I'm actually going to interview him next.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We chat like almost every morning now. He's basically producing and recording this album. And
he is?
Yeah, Ash is, yeah. So, dude, he's such a talented guy, man. He's a great at producing and recording and writing and all that stuff. And yeah, he's got a great singing voice too. So
yeah, he did our jam, that jam from last year in October, the All-Star jam.
Okay.
You almost did like 10 times.
Oh, that's right.
Remember, but you're in Tennessee, and then one of your friends passed away right before the show. You were in Vegas or Arizona, one or the other.
Yeah, something was up. Yeah, I can't remember. I wanted to do that so bad. Oh man, I was so close. I can't remember. Something was happening.
Yeah, Ash did it. One of the things we did was it was Ash on bass, and we did 10 Seconds to Love, and we did. He came up with the guys from Wicked Gesture, and we did a Wicked Gesture song with Ash from Wicked Gypsy on bass. Isn't that funny? And then 10 Seconds to Love, we had Karen, the guy that we interviewed.
Sorry, Karen, go ahead. What?
Oh, I'm saying that the guy that I interviewed first, Aaron, that I sent you an example of, that interview, and he was up there with us too.
Oh, okay. That's right. I saw it. Okay. Yeah. Well, our drummer for the Tiki Creeps is Rob Wood, who was in Wicked Gesture.
Yeah, which blew my mind. I was because I practiced with them, and that's on YouTube. And he told me that, and I was like, because I've seen your videos, and I didn't realize that was him on the drums. I was like,
such a great
that's not Mike, because I'm expecting you to play with Mike always for some reason.
Well, because I have my whole life,
Yeah.
And that guy, how do you say that guy's name? Kia
Santos.
Or Kia? Kia?
But
that
was like 10 minutes ago. He subbed though.
What do you mean subbed?
He followed you.
So, oh, okay, cool. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Maybe it is somebody from the scene. I don't know. I just know that people are random on YouTube.
Well, I'm glad I have Seven here to tell me what the fuck's going on.
No, I know. My wife had to help me with this stuff too. I'm just like not the kind of thing I do. You know how it is. You get good at playing guitar, not computers changing every 5 minutes.
Totally. Oh, thank you.
So what was that band that you played? I really like that. I remember you made a music video. I forget the name of it, but it had the guy from Trix in it.
Oh, Brian Roxy. His name, the guitar player for Trix.
Yeah.
That was cool. The Image Nation. Yeah.
Image Nation. That's right.
And we did that Viper room. We opened up for Swingin Thing.
Yes, I remember that.
But I was singing for that. Yeah, that was cool, man. We did 2 videos, and Brian's a great guitar player, great songwriter, and he asked me to come sing on those things. So, and then we actually just did that show, we just did those 2 videos.
Is he still playing?
He probably, yeah. I mean, I chat to him once in a while. We keep in touch.
So I have I was wondering why Trix never did one of those reunion shows.
think he was trying to get people together a lot of times. Some of the guys want to do it. We couldn't do this last one. We were going to, but Paul couldn't make it for some reason. So
Oh, right.
that was a bummer because we were, wanting to do it, but everything happens for a reason, man. And I think I remember going, "Oh, good job we didn't go out because some stuff was going on." So yeah.
You know what's funny is Ringo's car filled in for you guys, right? You know Tommy
Okay.
Black singing.
Okay. Oh, right on.
Yeah, the Ringo. He does like a
Love
Ringo
Tommy.
Starr tribute band with the bartenders and stuff. When when they need a band that would like somebody cancels, and so they do it all the time because bands
Oh,
cancel all
that's
the time.
awesome. Tommy's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
But but I ended up. But he asked me to play guitar that night, so I actually played when you would have played, that night.
Oh, right on. Oh
Isn't that
man,
funny?
that would have been cool to go. I remember a whole lot was going on though. I was like, oh, thank God we didn't end up going. So it all happens for a reason. But that would have been cool and fun.
Yeah,
And
and I bumped into your brother backstage because he went up on stage and played a Jet 58, I believe it's called. Is that
Jet
what it is?
68.
68. Okay, yeah. And they played. I was talking to the guitar player for a little while.
Yeah, and I
his
didn't
name is
even
Eddie.
know. Oh yeah, he's great too, man.
Yeah, nice guy.
I didn't even know that that Mike was playing until he goes, I think the day before. He goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go play that." I'm like, I go, "Yeah, I've been talking to Keith," and so I had no
No, I didn't
idea.
know he was playing either. I was backstage tuning my guitar because we're going to go on after Blackboard Jungle because that's what it's for. Fill in. But they went on earlier, so he had Ringo start to go on last, or Ringo's car. And yes, and he's and Eddie's about to go on stage, and Mike's standing there, and I go, "Oh, I met you last year." And he goes, "Oh yeah," and he goes, "I'm getting ready to go on right now, because they were, Blackboard Jungle's about to call them up." And I was like,
awesome.
so I didn't even know he was going to go on stage until right before he went on stage, that little closet backstage area, Can you hear me? Oh, it cut off. Oh no. I'll wait and see what happens. You guys.
Hold up.
Okay, I hear you now.
Yeah, you're not frozen. We're frozen. Hold on, let me try turning off the camera.
Oh, go ahead.
It says turned off. Is it turned
Put
off?
it back on.
Oh,
there we go.
Woo!
Oh, it works. Okay, there you go. Perfect.
You could say it's full gut. Hold on, let me look up Google Translate.
Okay.
Now, I'm just doing like a 30-minute interview because I don't want to ask you every single question under the sun because I'd like to have you, have like a repeat guest, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Seven just pointed this out. You're right. Usually I wore tight shirts, but that was a baggy white shirt.
I am right. Now
it says 7.
Well, that's one of my favorite music videos. It's kind of funny. That song is just outside of Swingin Thing. That one particular song is one of my favorite songs, but it comes along with the music video. Something about that music video, it doesn't even, I don't know what it is, but that's like one of the best things. In my opinion, that is eventually going to catch. That's why I do this stuff, because I know just from studying blues and classical, like these guys get known later. If you do something like that has dynamite like that, and especially nowadays, it will go viral sooner or later. That will be a well-known thing, like as well-known as anything.
Well, thank you, brother. Thank you.
It might. I was telling Tommy Black the same. Telling Tommy Black the same thing about certain bands and certain songs, and I was telling him like, you never know that 100 years from now, some girl that's going viral singing your song goes on some mass shooting with your T-shirt on.
Oh shit! Hopefully not.
Yeah, that would not be good.
And now you're viral. Oops.
Yeah, we don't need to, fame ain't that.
No, I'm just saying, like, how ridiculous, how you don't even know, you might not even be musical. That's all I'm getting at.
Right. No, it's crazy. That video, that's when we were kind of transitioning into the things,
Yeah.
and basically we just want, we always kind of grew up on, punk rock and metal, and to do that when we ended up going into that direction, more that glam thing, it was mainly because when we hit the Sunset Strip, it was like Guns N' Roses, and everybody's wearing cowboy
Yeah,
boots
yeah.
and all that leather and kind of more that style. So we kind of just went a little. We're like, hey, let's paint our nails and wear different colored shoes, kind of deal. you
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah. No,
Um,
I loved it.
so, but that video is when we were going back to our kind of how we were like, dude, let's, be just what we grew up on, metal and punk rock. And so we changed it to the Things. And I was like, I remember going, there's no bands out there right now, anything. I go back in the day, it was the Stones, the Cure, the Cult,
The same
whatever.
thing. That's funny you say that because that's exactly what I thought. I think we thought of our band names at the same time because I thought of the band name The X Idols, and it was
Okay.
also
Yeah.
more of a
Yeah.
punk rock direction. And I was thinking, there's no the. And I
Yeah.
was looking at
Yeah.
because Tony Black was actually the original singer of The X Idols, and he had this poster in his bedroom that said The Hypnotics, and I was like, The X Idols
That's
Society.
cool.
And it
That's
was
cool.
The X Idols Society. And Lance goes, that's too long. How about The X Idols? And he goes, yeah, but if you write THEE and then EX, and he goes, we could make it X. And I go, oh, I don't want it to be Generation X. And he goes, well, then you can't have 3 E's in a row. So it's The X Idols. But yeah, you're
Someone
right.
said
There was
hi
no,
from the UK. Hope you're both doing okay.
Thank you, Darren. Yeah, man. Counting our blessings, man. Hope you're good. And we love the rain. We're gonna get out to England soon too. I got a lot of buddies out there. We get out there. We were out there every year before COVID, playing. Tiki went out there. It's the Pigs went out there. My buddy Adam uh, plays out there, and we always swap shows back and forth. He comes to LA, now Tennessee, and we were going out to England and playing. So yeah, we're jumping around. Anyways, hey in England, Darren,
wow.
that's cool. But
So with Tiki,
yeah, that video, getting back to uh, all that glitters video, that was
yeah.
when Tommy Thayer and Eric Turner were managing us. And
Right.
Tommy, they got us this spot to do that video somewhere downtown LA in some warehouse that had been abandoned, and got
Oh,
all these video sound guys from a school for basically free, I think, to do for
okay.
the
Yeah.
portfolio type thing. So, and it actually came out really good. And we just, they did the whole thing, set it up. And I think we were there like, I don't know, I think it was like 20 some hours or something. And actually
Really?
that last shot where I'm laying out on the ground, like that sprawled out, was because we were so whacked out and been probably drinking all day and filming all day that we was just like, one more take. I'm like, we're just like, I can't. We were like just spent and done, like no more, And that's when
Wow.
they kind of caught that little picture there. So
I can't believe that you spent like 20 hours on that music video. That's not even what I thought. I thought that you guys just, because it looks like very spontaneous.
no, there was so many different setups because you see there's a few different insides. And
You're running down
actually,
the hall with a cart, and
yeah, yeah,
someone's
yeah. There's a
cart.
whole there's so many different setups. There was that one room where we trashed the room. Hang on, Princess, like, is it too cute? Obviously, says hi, Princess. Thanks for joining. That's awesome. We love it. Hey, so yeah, we thrashed that room, and we just I can't remember what happened, but I think that wasn't supposed to happen. But we just started trashing this room, and I think Sonny grabbed a bag of flour or something and threw it, and it just went poof everywhere. Like it was just kind of. And I went to kick these drawers, and Sonny or Henry or somebody took a drawer as I was going to kick it and threw it down. So my foot went as impact. I'm like, no. And then you have to keep playing off my fucking foot. It was a mess, man. That whole thing was crazy mess. And it might have even started raining or something, because then we're on top of the building, that nighttime scene. That's why it started out probably day and went into night as we're shooting that scene outside on top of the roof of the place. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
wow.
lot. I just remember it a lot, and we were just kind of done at the end. But yeah, it was cool.
Now I remember we were talking at the Viper Room, me and you at the bar, and I was telling you that every time, yeah, Swingin Thing. I was telling you that every time I ever met you, at the time you were always drunk,
Oh
and
yeah.
then and there would always be a bunch of girls helping you walk down in front of the Roxy, like down the street. Well,
I know this.
You know,
You have to know
dude. You
this.
know what? Seriously, to be
They're
honest
pretty
with you,
innocent. I mean, it's not like
no, to be honest, that's why it's funny when I was recalling all this because I'm like, I don't really recall a whole lot from all
I
that stuff.
know.
It's which I know
Yeah.
a
So
lot of us are the same way, dude. We were all doing that thing. I remember Dizzy Glamour Punks. We'd be going it. Who's passed away, obviously back then. God bless
yeah.
him. Uh, um, him and I would have this competition. Hey, we'd be in a Ralph's, getting the Ralph's brand whiskey half gallons and going, oh yeah, well I had one for breakfast, well I had one for dinner and breakfast, and I didn't sleep, and it was this competition of who could drink more, and I'm like, sadly he won. God bless him. And again, I don't mean to. It sucks. Point is, yeah, it was. Dude, we were all just. It was nonstop. Just yeah. And to be honest with you, we didn't. I didn't like going down to the Sunset Strip because it's almost like a lot of times I say, why don't I do what I'm good at and what I like? Guitar styles. Like for instance, I always grew up playing blues and metal and all that stuff. So then what do? I join a band, with Henry doing the Tiki Creeps. Now I got to do all finger picking like this, which I've never done before. So it took me like 3 years to get the right hand because it was all left hand before, and
Yeah.
doing blues. And now I'm doing surf instrumental. And then from then I go into doing this Ramones thing, which is all down picking. And
Uh-huh.
now I'm doing all acoustic stuff, which is finger picking. I'm like, why don't I just stick to what I'm good at? Same thing with fears. So heights and things like that. I always try to test myself, and being around people. Um, Ultimately, really, when I thought about, it, I'm like, yeah, I always had to drink whether I go to the mall or be around a lot of people. So the Sunset Strip, it freaked me out. I'd go down there and all those people and coming at you. I couldn't be there not drinking. So dude, we'd all be in advance and we're slamming a fifth of
Oh yeah.
Jack. By the time you
Now,
got there, you were
now
like,
me, I didn't drink at that time. I didn't drink until I was 23 and started playing with the Boogie Nights guys.
oh,
And
really?
and they had purple Hooters and I go try this. It doesn't taste bad. I was like, oh, because I would get nervous before because they want you to be crazy at those
Yeah.
shows, right?
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't be in the mood for that shit. And so I drink a purple Hooter, and suddenly we're like, butt crazy, half naked in
Shit.
the audience, putting our butts on girls' heads.
Yeah, and I guess Sonny and me, we grew up in Detroit, and when I was, he's a couple years older than me. When I was, 16 and shit, he'd be sneaking me into the clubs, and before we'd even get to the club, even at that age, we were down in a fifth of Jacks just before we got there. You know what I
Right.
mean? So any of
Wow.
those things, same thing going to Sunset Strip, you'd be like a bottle in before you even got there, and then you'd be so it was a good excuse to be like, so you didn't know what the
Yeah, yeah.
fuck you're doing. You were just like out of it, and like you didn't have to be on because that's why I dealt with that.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So,
yeah,
and
you can
again,
get
I
away
wasn't
with
the
it.
only one. I'm like a lot of
No. It would
before
cause
we'd
a
all
crowd too. You'd have a big crowd around you because of it, because they're all trying to help you stand.
Oh, dude, I'd sometimes, yeah, I remember I was dating Dina at the time, and she called me out the next morning. I heard you were in some back alley with some girl and making out. I'm like, what? And I was like, shit, I don't remember. I'm so sorry. So I kind of confessed, going, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. And then I got a phone call later on, and I think it was a girl. So I don't, again, vague memories, but some along this lines of the story, going, hey, are you okay? Yeah, why? Well, you were throwing up in the alley and I was holding you up. I'm like, motherfucker, I just admitted to cheating and I didn't even cheat. I didn't think so. So that's what was going on. So I call it, I was throwing up, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I remember driving down the street and occasionally seeing you walking down the street, like with a hangover type of walk,
Oh,
barefoot, no shirt, ripped jeans, Levi's, and
Sounds like him.
just bare walking down the street like that, down the sidewalk on the Hollywood Boulevard.
yeah. See, a lot of times I'd sit there thinking, man, I wonder what people are thinking of me right now, Because, yeah, you'd find, yeah. And yeah, I don't wear shoes much. And crazy, man.
Oh,
Well, dude, I've been sober for 9 months now, man. And
really?
yeah, it wasn't planned. It was just,
Congratulations.
well, basically, when I had him, there was, when he was a little baby, um, I woke up one time and we were still partying pretty hard because I did up until 40s, and
Uh,
yeah, well, you take breaks and you go back into it. So long
yeah,
story
yeah.
short, um, I remember being so hungover one morning, and I was like, "Oh, I can barely take care of my own baby. This sucks. This is horrible." And so I saw, and I think it happened one other time later on. I'm like, that's it. And so after then, I never really drank. Like, I stopped drinking hard liquor for one, and and for two, then I just went to beer, and then it was just more kind of, but still it was repetitive and
Well, when
repetitive.
I was talking to you at the Viper Room, I remember telling you because I was telling you that on the 2012 show that you played at the Roxy, I was commenting that I was coming down, and you were like, "Who's that?" And Joel and them were telling you that's Kid from Imagine World Peace, and you go, "I don't remember him." And he goes, "Well, he replaced Lake." And he goes, "Well, I remember Lake, but I don't even remember Lake being replaced." And then and you go like this. You know how I remember you? And I said, "How?" And you go, "I remember you did a lesson video on YouTube of Swingin Thing, Avenue Boys."
Oh, yeah, I
That's what you
remember
told me.
that. Yeah.
And that's how
Well,
you
dude,
actually know me.
no, because I remember you. I remember you being Imagine World Peace, and then I
Oh, you
remember,
do now?
and I remember Boogie Nights.
We
Yeah.
spent yeah. But we also spent the night, your band, I don't know if it's all your band, but I think it was. And all of Imagine World Peace at this girl Cindy's house because she had an after party and everyone just crashed out because she had no parents there. And so we all woke up in the morning and me and Sonny were watching football or on the TV and we all spent the night.
Yeah. See, that's the stuff I don't remember
Yeah, they
at all.
invited two bands. Is that funny? We were like
Wow.
at a barbecue together. And for some reason they were friends with just us two bands. And they said, "Hey, come back and hang out with us. We got more liquor and food." And we're food. We're there. And so
Food, yeah. I know that's a weird thing. Back then, you can get all the free booze you wanted. It wasn't the best, like I said, it was Ralph's brand crap, whatever, beer or whiskey, or
yeah.
food, that was the thing. We could have all
Yeah.
the booze we wanted, but food was nowhere to be found.
We would
So,
invite girls to our rehearsal. Did you ever do this? So and we would say Theodore was always we'd say something like, "God, I'm hungry," and they'll because he's always hungry,
it's
and
6
they're like,
o'clock.
"Yeah," and you go, "Hey, we'll bring some food next time." So everyone was bringing us food, and we would start inviting people to our rehearsal like every day because that's the only way we could eat.
That's great.
Is
I
that,
remember, well, when me, Sonny, I think Bam Bam. Do you remember Bam Bam drummer?
yeah, no, he
Christian.
contacted me. Yeah,
Yeah, Christian from the Brats, but then they were later in with Sonny,
Candy Hateful.
Candy Hateful, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was I don't know, about 8 of us in this one bedroom place right off Sunset,
Mhm.
and we would come back. Sonny and I would be at rehearsals because Swinging Thing used to rehearse like every single day, and
Mhm.
we would come back home, and then everyone would be like trying to finish up eating before we got home. Like we're like, "No, motherfuckers!" And it was always a big fight for some whatever was sitting around, like, and they go,
Yeah.
"Yeah," they're trying to eat as fast as they could before we get there. It was crazy, man. Yeah.
Now I try to remind you of this. Maybe you might remember it now. But the way me and you actually met really, and you were sober at the time, is
No,
Joey and it was at your rehearsal. I went to your
Cyanide Kick,
rehearsal
Joey.
and I went with Joey and Scott from Dirty Tricks, the drummer and the bass player, but they weren't in Dirty Tricks yet. They were like but they roadied for you like a couple times or a few times, like teched for you. And,
Okay.
do you remember Joey and Joey from Dirty Tricks, the drummer?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just
he wants me to say hello.
What up, Joey? Yeah, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about Joey from Cyanide Kick. It's funny because I was just thinking of that name at church this morning. Because Mount Sinai, I'm like, I wonder if they got their name from that Cyanide Kick.
The singer is
No.
ashamed of that band.
What's
He
that?
wrote me that the singer is ashamed of that band. He wrote me that.
Oh, Joey?
Whoever the singer is, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
Joey was the singer. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, I don't like that kind of music. The recordings are cheesy and that sort of thing. And then the guitar player and bass player wrote, going, because it got released. And he goes, I didn't give anyone the rights to release this. No offense to you. I know you didn't release it, but I didn't give, I don't know what record label, Eonian or one of those labels, F&A, who knows. And
Right. Demon Dolls
and
or
then the bass
something.
player said, our ex-manager gave them permission. So that sort of thing. But
Yeah,
and then I go,
that's
are you
that's such a
guys?
trip, man. That whole thing. I was just saying, man. Like there's stuff out there, and I see things. I'm like, who is selling this? Where does this come from? Maybe we should.
Yeah,
You're saying if things do get bigger, try to. I know. What's his name? There's some guys out, that actually do know how to do the business of music, and
yeah,
from back in the day, and actually profit from it, and do
yeah.
can follow all their stuff. But we need to definitely get hold of more of that kind of thing so we can be better business people. So
Yeah, like for instance, there's people buy the Imaginable Peace demo album or whatever, but we never released any of our demos. Someone just took it off of MySpace back in the day because that's the only time we put them up, and they put
okay.
it up in order of our MySpace, which doesn't exist anymore because you know how somehow the computer just erases things. I don't know.
Oh,
But
that's
can I?
crazy.
So I like to make these things about 30 minutes because I don't want to
Yeah, yeah,
ask you
yeah,
every
yeah. So
single
I don't
question
know
under
how
the
long we've
sun.
gone. We
It's
could,
30 minutes.
you and I could sit here and talk for just days.
Yeah,
It's
and I'd
30
like to have you
minutes.
like on an ongoing basis, like a normal, like just the same way that Hit Parader would have Kiss on a regular basis. and,
Dude,
and maybe you
I'd
can
love to, man. Well, let's do it again.
and
Yeah.
maybe you can co-host one of these with some of these with me sometime.
Hey,
You
man, I'm,
know.
I'm up for doing any of this stuff. Yeah, 7 is too.
Now I have one. So can I ask one more final question?
Dude,
So
yeah.
So out of all the Sunset Strip bands and Hollywood bands as well, like the underground ones,
Yeah.
I always like to name like ask people, but they always answer this wrong because they name the most famous people in the world thinking it's underground, like Johnny Thunders or somebody. But we already know that those guys got credit, But I was wondering, is there any underground musicians from the Sunset Strip or the underground Hollywood LA scene, like Lingerie or Al's Bar even, or just maybe like a Sunset Strip? Any of those musicians that had an impact on your style of playing?
Well, dude, I mean, I'd look at again. Rather than being content with what I'm doing, I always looked at somebody else going, I want to do that. How does he do that? How does he do that? But then I
Yeah,
realized everyone's got their own style. So when I'm
yeah,
trying to do something and it's easy to me, someone goes, "Oh, let me try." I'm like, but it's because that's just my style. I'm just figuring that out now. Going, "Oh, that's
yeah.
their style," and you can't replicate someone's style if it comes natural to them.
I know what you
Uh,
mean. Yeah.
Again, funny thing is, I remember we were trashed at all those boogie night things. I think that's when I remember going into what was that place called in the valley?
FM station.
FM station. I remember going in there once sober, and I didn't recognize the place. And I said, "Oh my gosh, I've never been here sober before." And I had, and not just not so, I hadn't been. I was hammered every time. And remember, so
Right.
he's learning not to do these things. So, huh? Oh shit, he froze. What was that?
Oh, when I was talking to you at Viper Room, you were saying, or I think it was over the phone, actually, you were saying that you had brought a celebrity with you to FM station, and you were in the front row with him, and he was right in the front row like this, dancing to the disco stuff right in front of me. And
No,
who was he? And I didn't.
no,
Who
I
was that?
think that story goes. I think Dennis is here. Will you let him in?
Yeah.
Thanks. Um, I think what happened there, Tommy there, I was there with him, and he was there with Neil Sean.
Neil
J
Sean.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
was hammered, and Tommy this is a whole joke. Anytime Tommy or someone would introduce me to somebody, I would just ruin it because 'cause I'd be too drunk and make an idiot of myself, and I'm like, "Dude, just" so, I was like someone goes, "Hey, Chris, meet Neil Sean." I was like, "Hey, man," 'cause "You're not Neil Sean." And he said, "No, he is." "No, you're not." I just made an ass of myself again. So, that was there. But so to
well,
answer your story, your question real quick. So I never really remembered how to get around. And when I got there, when I was sober, I go, man, I've never been here. It was, I guess, just drunken memory. You're like, hey, this is how you go on. But seeing you, but I remember dancing or trying to dance at your boogie night shows. And dude, you were just, I was in just immersed with your playing. You were just a badass guitar. But I'm like, that guy can fucking play. And you're doing that
thank you.
John Frusciante kind of, with disco stuff. So,
Yeah. I
I don't
wasn't
know.
thinking John Frusciante. I'm thinking Niles Rodgers. I
So,
didn't even think I even knew who John Frusciante was. They were just about to take off.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So, so anyway, there's, dude, I love the way Ash played guitar, huh?
Nothing.
Oh yeah, amazing.
All right. Um, yeah, like Ash, I love the way he played. I'm trying to think of other guitar players, you
Yeah,
know.
that's what I'm getting at because I want to ask you that question because when you talk about when the guys from the Sunset Strip talk about other Sunset Strip bands that they like, especially if the other bands don't expect you to say them, I
Yeah.
can forward it to them. They get very flattered by that.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. They said, "What? Oh, thank you."
You know, yeah, just so many people, man. You know, but I always just like the really low guitar. You know, but all at the same time, my favorite guitar player all time is Randy Rhoads. So go
Yeah,
figure.
mine's
Um,
Eddie and Randy right there, like this. I
yeah.
don't know who's better. I know Eddie Van Halen supposedly invented stuff until I realized, oh, actually he didn't. I saw the guy that did.
Well, hey, Randy and Eddie had that. Well, I guess Eddie had it more with Randy, thinking that Randy was ripping him off. So I wasn't there. I don't fucking know, you know.
Well,
And then
like
you see guys back in the day, like in the '50s or whatever, they're doing finger tap and shit. So
yeah, and there's a picture of some guy that was playing the Sunset Strip at the exact same time as Eddie Van Halen and Randy, and he was like well known on the scene according to the other guys on the scene at the time, and they're
uh,
saying that that's the guy that was doing this first, and Eddie saw him do it, and then he turned
yeah,
it into a little song, at the end of Eruption, and he
yeah,
says, and Eddie goes, "I didn't invent it, but I never heard anyone turn it into a little composition, but."
gotcha.
But that's who actually was doing hammer-ons on the Strip, they say. Just like his striped guitar, that's the dude from the Dills. He's actually in the Cheech and Chong movie at the Roxy. They're one of those bands at the Battle of the Bands with his Les Paul striped, but with tape,
Oh
black
wow,
and white tape, just like
huh?
Van Halen 1. And they say that guy's the people that were playing the scene, that guy was the original guy. So
And
I
that's generally
realized,
the way it happens. And I was just having to, and
yeah,
we'll wrap it up. But that's the way, we were just talking about Nirvana, and hey, they, created that sound. But no, there was, they had all the other bands before that. That's the way it happens. There's always
yeah,
bands before the big bands.
like that
No,
riff that goes, That
what's
riff that
that?
goes that was a riff that they ripped off from an 80s punk band. They talked about it and they even showed it. And then it was in a documentary. But that band goes, yeah, but we ripped that riff off from this 60s band. And they play it and it's exactly the same with the
Yeah,
exact same reverb.
crazy.
Yeah. So
Well,
and
talking about that though too was I tell Ash and Steph all the time from Wicked Gypsy. I'm like, they had this song called "Turn on Me," turn on
yeah,
me. And
I
I
have
go,
one.
and when I heard the Nirvana hello hello, I go, what the fuck, dude, they ripped off Wicked Gypsy. So, and
Right.
dude, a good possibility, because it was at that time, we were actually doing doing the Things recordings, or was that Faceline? At that studio, when Nirvana was recording Nevermind at Sound City, with Tommy and those
Oh,
guys. We were there at the same time when that was happening. So, and actually,
oh,
our
wow.
producer Jack later on was the one to record that album, who he didn't get any credit for, but he actually did the recording of that whole album. So
Oh,
there's a lot of crazy shit, man. If something's out there, dude. When I was, this is how the conversation came up, and I know we got to go. Was I said, man, when I first heard Blink 182 on the radio, I thought it was No Effects. I go, dude, No Effects is on the radio. That's crazy. They're always, anti-radio and stuff, and then here
right,
they are
right.
making it big. Good for them. And then they said that was Blink 182. I go, who the fuck is that? I go, no, I
Yeah,
mean, they're a great band too, but I didn't know who
yeah,
they were. I knew of No Effects because I was a big fan, and Fat
yeah.
Mike and that whole thing. So
So
that was
when's your
great. So
next Tiki Creep show?
what's that?
When's your next Tiki Creep show?
You know what? I was just asking Henry, because Rob was always on tour, which again, Rob, who was in Wicked Jesse, he's such an
Oh,
amazing drummer, man.
he's
That
on
guy,
tour with Kiss, right?
well, he was the drum tech, yeah. Or
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was yeah, he was on tour doing all their stuff, whatever he does, but working for them, yeah.
yeah. He had
So,
told me he does because I asked him after one of the rehearsals, and he goes, "I fill the canisters for the
uh,
explosions,
oh, for
the
the pyro.
for the pyro, but yeah, and then he does the sets up the PA for the meet and greets when they play live for the
Yeah,
meet.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. I know he
that's
always corrects
wild.
me. I tell my own stories, I guess. So hopefully, I just talking to Henry a couple of days ago, just saying, hey man, we got to play, but everything with me moving out here, Rob being on tour and all that stuff. But we'll get back to playing again. I actually wrote a script with Robbie Wilson, who was in Spin Dizzy back
Okay,
in the
yeah, I like
day,
that band.
and he's in that band Lone Star. They're a country band that plays
What
around.
instrument did he play in Spin Dizzy?
What's that?
What instrument did he play in Spin
Bass
Dizzy?
player. Bass player.
Okay, okay.
So anyway, he was an angel sent here, man. We actually hadn't talked in like 30 years. He calls me, or end up talking 2 weeks before I'm moving to Nashville, and he's like, "I live out in Nashville. You're moving near me." He helped me move out here, basically, and then we
Oh
got recording.
wow.
So him and I wrote this script called the Tiki Creeps Halloween Adventure, and
Oh,
we just finished it. And it's a animated feature, and we just finished the script and the pitch deck and everything. And my brother Mike, he's a producer he was over at Netflix. He produced all kinds of stuff, Bob's Burgers, and he did that Intergalactic with Kid Cudi
yeah.
feature. So, anyways,
You told me that
Mike is pitching
about.
that, and getting some good responses so far. So we're gonna get that picked up, and hopefully sooner or later, you're going to see every Halloween tune into the Tiki Creeps Halloween Adventure. It's a really cool
On
script.
Netflix?
No, I don't know. Whoever buys it.
Yeah, okay,
Hey,
yeah. But you're
you
trying to
know,
get it up in somewhere like that.
right now production companies to actually pick it up and make it into a movie. But I'll send you the
Okay.
pitch deck and the script, dude. You have to let me know what you think.
Oh, I would love to. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Oh,
And
dude,
thank you so much for doing this. I really, really appreciate it. It's actually a big deal to me, believe it or
oh,
not.
dude, me too, man. And I can't believe you said that. Story must have gotten confused because you're one of the kid. I probably when you said Keith, I didn't know who Keith was, and then when they said Kid, I'm like, oh, I know Kid because I've always known you. So I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because my
Yeah,
roommate
I
would
didn't
call
know
me.
Keith, but I just knew you as Kid.
Yeah,
So
because Joel
yeah,
was my roommate, but he didn't call me kid. He called me Keith.
yeah. So,
Yeah. We lived right
anyways,
there
well,
on Larrabee at the top of the hill. I guess I moved in like after Jeff was living in there. I moved into his room, I think, from
Bad
Backlash.
Blood Jeff.
Yeah, I think I moved in after he moved out.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love
He
Jeff,
was
man.
talking about it in some interview, and I go, wait a minute, that's the room I lived in. You know,
Well,
so I
shit.
just
Now
realized.
he's cranking, man. He does real estate and lives out in Calabasas. He
I
wasn't
know.
far from my house out in Woodland Hills.
Yeah,
So
wow. So,
yeah,
so wait, you live in Woodland Hills too?
I have a house out there. Yeah, just renting it out now,
Oh,
and
and
that's
you're
why
renting it out. Oh,
now.
I
So
thought you
yeah,
actually
what's
were
going
living in
back and forth?
two houses at the same time, empty for just you, like a rich guy.
Oh no, I'm hustling, man. But we're
That's my
gonna
summer house.
getting there again, man. We're gonna get these scripts going, get this music going. I'm recording. Actually, this will be the. I'll go. This is from my church. It's a faith based uh, folk and gospel album. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
I
it's
love
awesome,
that
man.
stuff.
So, anyways, I forget why I was saying that. Oh, money. Yeah, invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum too.
Wait, what's that? I don't even know about this stuff. Say that
Bitcoin
again.
and Ethereum. Crypto.
Ethereum? What's that?
Ethereum, it's what you need to purchase. It's got utility. It's a cryptocurrency, but you actually need Ethereum. It's a network, Ethereum network. So in order to buy crypto, generally, if you're on the Ethereum network, you need ETH to buy these other coins. And that's all good. Ethereum and Bitcoin, I've been telling people for years, buy Ethereum, buy Bitcoin. And I've gotten some people into
Wow.
it and they're making money.
Oh, to make money. Okay, I get it. Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
even know about that stuff. I know all about your songs. I
music.
know when you say Spin Dizzy, what I'm looking at, what I do in my spare time is I actually know Spin Dizzy songs like
I
Never
love
Been Good at Love. I know the song.
Dude, that's why you're awesome, man. And dude, thank you for doing this kind of stuff because you're keeping it alive and good, and it's that's awesome, man.
I just kind of think that everyone feels like they're too cool to do it. I'm like, oh, I'm not.
Man, no, I did. I'm always just very thankful when people, it's awesome, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, man, you're, kid from Imagine World Peace. You guys are badass.
Cool, cool Whip from the Boogie Nights.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know
dude.
if you know that was my stage name, Cool Whip.
I don't, but dude, I remember seeing you guys play. Dude, we were out there like every weekend, I think, or something. We were there a lot,
Yeah. So if I
throwing
talk to
down.
any of those Boogie Nights guys, they don't call me Keith. They call me Cool Whip. Isn't that
Oh
funny?
yeah,
To this day, I'm not Keith. I'm Cool Whip.
that's awesome. That was
But
fun.
once again, thank you so much, Chris. I'll let you get back to your day. And it was an honor talking to you. And for
Hey,
you.
always a pleasure, my brother. God bless. Good wishes to you and everybody else.
And hopefully we see Swingin' Thing next year.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll
All
chat,
right.
man. All
All
right.
right.
God bless. Take care. See
You
ya.
too. Bye. Thank you so much. Figure out how to turn it off. Okay.
Yeah,
See
we
you
got to
later.
turn this off.
And end.